My Lord, if I may,
Attorney General,
just a brief response.
Mr. Attorney General, just a second. I mean, let me just share how I look at this entire matter. You see, it is not about the whole case is about independence of judiciary, be it within the judiciary or be it without judiciary. I think we cannot say that we give preference to this or the other. There cannot be any interference in the judiciary. We take off, the internal matters could be sorted out internally, as rightly said, but now we have this opportunity today in this case to settle the score and fix the matter for all times to come. I'm not too concerned about one particular incident. We're talking about a generic system, a code to be put in place today that this should not happen. This should not happen from outside. This should not happen from inside. This is a golden opportunity that we have today to lay down a code that this firewall has to be built, that no more of this. So we can start off with the external pressures, we can come down to internal pressures, but we have to deal with it. These high courts have actually reached out to us to say this. These high courts have all these powers to do it themselves, but they haven't done it so far. The matter has landed on our table now today. अगर करना होता तो वो कर लेते, पिछले कितने सालों से वो कर लेते, सारी powers contempt की भी उनकी हैं, कर लेते. The question is they haven't done it. The case has landed here as apex court. Could we just brush aside this thing and say, no, High Court, आप जब कर लो जाके करो, हमें क्या पता क्या करना है, तुम खुद कर लो. We should empower the high courts. We are, by interfering in this matter, actually empowering the high courts, empowering the district judiciary, empowering the entire judiciary, and I don't think it's interference in any matter. It is actually empowering my courts in the country. So, as I see it, we need to sit down and lay down a code which is a clear firewall against all sorts of excesses. I'm not concerned about person A, B, C. My case is very clear. I just want to look at the system. The system has to be put in place that this cannot happen, and there has to be a mode and mechanism, which the high courts have very ably come up with a process that if something happens to a civil judge, what's the process? If something happens to the high court judge, what happens? High court is being empowered to take action. If high court doesn't do it, what does the Supreme Judicial Council do? Unless and until Supreme Judicial Council and all these forums, a mechanism is put in place, we're back to square one. So if this is an opportunity, we have 3 cases earlier. We have the Benazir case, we have the Chaudhry Iftikhar case, we have, my lords, there's a case on Dharna judgment, and then there is the latest one. All these cases are there, and the high courts are saying it's still not working. So there has to be something in addition to what has happened so far. This particular mechanism that we need to lay down has to have something more to it so that it's more effective. That is what, so I look at it, personally speaking for myself, I look at it as a system to be put in place, rather than talking about one incident, the other incidents, what happened when, what happened where. I'm not concerned. I know that this is, I'm just firewalling my institution against interference, be it internal, be it external. So I think this is a golden opportunity to lay down a code.
And Mr. Ajib,